Normally I get a lot of questions about why I moved to Canada and why should someone move to Canada. So let me tell you. These are the reasons why I moved to Canada, and I think these are the reasons why Canada is the right country for you. I'm going to explain all of that in this video, so stay tuned and stick around because we are going to talk about all these 10 points and you might get an answer at the end of the video whether you should move to Canada or not. Good morning people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Akanksha and I make vlogs about how my life is in Canada and about how I travel. It's a really nice sunny Saturday, so we thought that we should go out and have a coffee. We're going to Jimmy's Coffee on Portland Street. I'll tell you how it is. But first and foremost, Canada has a big economy and a bigger job market. Canada's job market is massive and there are plenty of opportunities for people who are looking and who are skilled, like for someone in IT, accounting, finance, marketing. There are plenty of jobs, so it might be a while before you get it, but there are opportunities here which are waiting for you to grab. So that's one big reason why I moved to Canada and why I moved to Toronto. So out of all the Canadian cities, Toronto has the biggest job market, and you will find this to be the financial capital of the country, and most immigrants move here because of the same reason, jobs. So yeah, if you are looking for jobs and if you are looking for opportunity for career growth, Canada is the right country for you. I was just reading this stat that there are about 76,000 vacant roles in Canada at the moment as of May 2023, and this keeps growing and filling up as well as many immigrants come and fill up these roles. But there are roles for everyone. You get part-time, casual, full-time contract roles, whatever you want to do, there is an opportunity for you over here, and the vacancies keep coming back in as well. It's not like the job market gets filled up, it keeps on coming and going, and there is always something for someone. So big job market is a really big reason why Canada is a really great country for immigrants and a favorable country for immigrants as well. And a lot of people also tell me that because it's connected to US, it shares border with US, there are a lot more economic opportunities, and having such a big economy as a friendly neighbor is definitely a good advantage for your career. Reason number 2. Canada is very well geographically located. What I mean by that is it's really easy to travel around the world from Toronto or Vancouver or Calgary and Montreal as well. Sorry, these are the main 4 cities which have big international airports with flights flying in and out to all major tourist destinations. So if you are someone who loves traveling, this is a great country to put up as a base because you get A, cheap tickets, B, budget airlines. There are so many budget airlines in Canada, including Flair, Play, WestJet, Swoop, which take you around to a lot of different parts of Asia, Central America, South America, which are pretty attractive tourist destinations. What do you think? So I am a traveler. I scored some great deals in all of these airlines and I have a few trips planned, and it's all because this country is very well located geographically and you will not want to miss out on a deal like that when they come up. What do you think of the coffee?
Coffee is good, but Deneen is better. Still,
so we walked about 30 minutes from our place to get
Hey, क्या
I want to try.
पालक है उसमें पियो.
I want to try matcha latte, so I got that, and he got vanilla latte. He likes his, so I haven't tried matcha latte ever, so let's see how this is. Yeah, no, not my thing. Number 3, Canada is diverse. This is a country made up of immigrants, so that means you will find people, culture, food from every corner of the world, which also makes it very inclusive. So if you are someone who is coming from a different country and you are feeling a little out of the place and a little awkward amongst coming to a new country and feeling that you might not find your people, let me tell you, there are different communities full of people who are ready to welcome someone of their own. Take Toronto for example. There is Little Italy, Greek Town, Little Portugal, Little Tibet, Little India, Chinatown, Koreatown, all these places where people of different ethnicities have made their communities, and you will find culture, food, people from all different parts of the world frequenting these places to try out different cultures. It's right to say that Toronto is a melting pot of culture because there's so much diversity and you will not feel out of place. And not just Toronto, every other city in Canada is also very inclusive, very welcoming, and is very diverse, because immigrants make up this country. And if you are an immigrant, if you are coming in here, you will feel very included and very welcomed by the different communities and your own community as well. And it's very easy to find people from your own community and get into different kind of activities and groups and just be yourself. But this is a country where you will not feel excluded at all because of the amazing diversity that's here. One major reason why Canada is probably the right country for you is because of the easy and multiple immigration pathways to permanent residency. Yes, there are not one, not two, there are 13 immigration pathways to immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident. So if you're coming here as on a temporary visa, student, worker, closed permit, open permit, whatever kind of permit you come in here at, it's very easy to collect those permanent residency points and stay here as a permanent resident. And I'm telling this from experience because I was in Australia before this. I stayed there for 5 years, and it is very hard to get permanent residency in Australia. However, compared to Australia or New Zealand or any other big countries which are very attractive to immigrants, Canada is much easier. So I definitely encourage you to check out different permanent residency pathways and apply for them if you want to move to Canada. And definitely, if you're coming here as a student, there are multiple options for you, not just Express Entry, PNP. There are Atlantic programs. There was a new program launched this year which I don't remember the name of, but I'll put it in the links down below. So there are a lot of options for you to stay here as a permanent resident because Canada welcomes immigrants and it is a very immigrant friendly country. We are back home for lunch, and let me tell you one more reason why this is the right country for you. So education is free in Canada for students who are studying in kindergarten to grade 12. So primary, elementary and secondary school is free. This is the case for citizens as well as permanent residents. But if you hold a work or study permit, your children, dependent children, can also study here for free in public schools. Different provinces have different policies, but basically public education is government funded and it's free for all who have a valid work permit or study permit in Canada. So this is something that should be considered, because considering Canada offers such high quality of education, having your children get that kind of education, it might be very important for someone who has a family. Okay, so when I was moving to Canada, I was also weighing the pros and cons like you all are doing right now. I was going through a lot of videos, and that is when I saw something that actually made my decision firmer and made me believe that this is the right decision. And one of those reasons was the fact that family sponsorship or bringing family to Canada after you have moved here and you're living here as a permanent resident or a citizen is super easy. What I mean by that is in Canadian immigration system there is a family sponsorship category which has a nice number of visas allocated to family sponsorship in their annual quota. So if you have parents, grandparents, siblings, or in some cases like other relatives as well, you can bring them to Canada as permanent residents. And the fact that there's the option to bring parents or grandparents is really beneficial for me, because I have responsibilities like a lot of you do as well. So I thought, okay, if I'm moving here and if my family wants to move here, it is really great to have that option, and it's actually cheaper than a lot of other countries. So this was a really big deciding factor for me to move to Canada. And on top of that, I also want to mention that if you are a permanent resident here and your siblings want to apply here for permanent residency, then you can give them certain number of points towards their permanent residency application, which benefits them to like score higher and get more chances to be invited. So this is one more reason why Canada is the country for you. We are going out for dinner, so trying to find something decent to wear. But maybe one reason that will make you really convinced that Canada is a good country to move in is because of Canadian passport. Well, obviously, if you are moving to Canada, you would want to get the citizenship and ultimately the passport. Canadian passport is strong. It is ranked as the world's 6th strongest passport, and you can go to 140 countries visa free, and I think 39 countries you get visa on arrival. So if you are someone who loves travel like me, having that passport which gives you the ease of traveling to different countries without going through the hassle of processing the visas, getting it beforehand, all those visa interviews, you know the shenanigans. Canada's passport is so strong that you won't need to do anything like that. And so having a Canadian passport is going to make your life super easy, and I think this was one more reason why I thought that moving here was a good option. So what do you think of this? Cute? I have something else too. But I got this outfit from Turkey, and talking about Turkey, so there's one more advantage of having the Canadian permanent residency, which is that you get to travel visa free to about 20 countries in Central America and South America, in the American continent, including Mexico, Bermuda, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas. A lot of these different countries in the Caribbean Sea allow visa-free entry to permanent residents of Canada, which is a thumbs up, a big thumbs up, because someone like me who loves to travel, this is great, because otherwise if I was not a Canadian permanent resident, I would have to apply for the visa, go through a normal visa process, and then I could enter those countries. But over here you just need to provide your PR card and your passport, and you just get to enter like any other person. This is the list of countries where you can travel to without a visa if you are a Canadian permanent resident living in Canada. I changed the inside top, it wasn't looking great because I want to pop this shirt, it looks nice. But yeah, I just told you 8 reasons. I have 2 more. Yep, don't worry, I have 2 more. And one of them is the fact that studying in Canada as an international student is cheap. It is way cheaper than a lot of countries, and especially Australia, because most international students coming from like South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they have 2 major countries that in consideration. One is Australia and one is Canada. And I studied in Australia. I spent about 2.5 years doing my masters there. Like my Australian story is right here, you can check it out if you want. But studying in Australia is expensive, so I paid around 14 to 16,000 Australian dollars every semester throughout the 2.5 years, of course. Studying in Canada is actually much easier and much cheaper and more affordable than any other country in that level. For instance, I was looking at some courses during my time, and I think the course fees in Canada is almost half the price of what I paid in Australia. But there were some reasons why I could not come here at first place, and I went to Australia. But if you're an international student and if you want to compare the tuition fees, it's definitely much cheaper here. And you can also opt for colleges and smaller institutions rather than universities, and they are given the same kind of priority as any other big university in Canada. So if you are on like a money crunch and you want to get high quality education without spending that big bomb of money, Canada is a great option for you. And then that also gives you a nice and easy pathway to permanent residency if you have studied in Canada in anywhere, like any college or any kind of university. So I think that is one big reason for students that might motivate you to move to Canada instead of any other country, and might make your decision, because it is very affordable to study here, and after studies you can get permanent residency even more easily. You just need to like finish 1 year of work experience in any occupation and you can apply for permanent residency. And because you have studied in Canada, you get more points, you get a better leverage, and it's just easy. So if you're coming here as a student, if you're thinking if you should come here as a student, take it as a yes, because there are a lot of things that are in favor of students here. And last but not the least, one reason, and a very controversial reason, to move to Canada is free healthcare. And I know a lot of people have said that healthcare is bad here, it's unorganized, it's mismanaged, it's broken. Yes, it is broken, but I think it's a good thing to consider that it's free. I mean, I want to put it here because it's a great aid to people who cannot afford good healthcare, and having free healthcare, you don't need to worry about going to a hospital and paying something out of your pocket, because it's all covered and publicly funded. Although it is broken, yes, I agree, and that is something we will talk about in another video, because I am going to make another video about why you should not move to Canada. That is coming up later, not soon. But this is one big reason, because a lot of people cannot afford good healthcare, or it's expensive. And on top of just free healthcare, I want to mention that when you have a full-time job in Canada, a lot of employers offer health benefits. So you do get a private insurance which you can opt for. Either you pay for it, like my company asked me if I want to pay for it. I did not opt for the paid one, but my partner's company offers him a private life insurance as well as health insurance for himself and his family. So for me, if we had kids, then the kids, and like for the whole family, the company covers the health insurance, which is a great deal because it includes a lot of other things that are not covered in the public funded health insurance, including dental, eyesight, vision, chiropractic, physiotherapy, massage therapy, and a lot of these other things which are not normally covered in the generic healthcare system. So that's a great perk of moving to Canada, that healthcare is free. And on top of that, in addition to healthcare, there are a lot of other benefits as well you get when you're staying here as a permanent resident. I don't know all of them, but I have pulled out a lot of stuff here, which is, I'll just list them down. You get employment insurance benefits and leave, family and caregiving benefits, public pensions, student aid and education planning, housing benefits, disability benefits. But yeah, in general, there are a lot of benefits. I filed my taxes this year, and I think I'm also getting climate change benefit and Ontario Trillium benefit. I don't know exactly what they are. I haven't searched. I'll be honest, I haven't searched about it. I should search about it. Mental note. But this is something which is very good, because the government supports people who need the support, and you do get financial support from them. So being a permanent resident or just a temporary resident of Canada gives you a lot of these advantages that come from the government. And okay, yeah, note that not everyone gets all of these benefits. It's like it's based on eligibility. But what I want to point out here is the fact that if you are living here in Canada, you do get government aid and support, and you will not be left alone to like struggle on your own. And there are a lot of new programs for newcomers and new immigrants in Canada, including some support programs where they will make you job ready and tell you what skills you need, help you build a resume according to the Canadian standards. I exactly don't remember the name, but it's here, and it's also in the description box. But these kind of programs help newcomers mold into the society and be job ready, find a new place, find a new house. So these are some kind of things that they do for encouraging people to move here. The reason why I made this video is because a lot of people tell you about the disadvantages of living in Canada, and like why you should not move to Canada, and why like a lot of videos are going around about why people are leaving Canada. I mean, I understand it's not the perfect country, but it's good. It offers a lot, and there are a lot of advantages of living here, which I have mentioned. These are the 10 points why I moved to Canada, which made my decision more firm. And now it's up to you whether you want to move or not. I've given you the list. And for those who don't know, I actually lived in Australia as well. I was in Australia for about 5 years, and I could not get permanent residency there, but I can tell you the reasons why you should move to Australia. Yeah, so if you are wanting a video like that, wait for it. I'm recording it this week or probably early next week, and it will be my next week's video. So if you are confused between the two countries, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you should move to Australia as well. And if you still haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you're sticking around just listening to me blabber, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well if you thought my video is useful. And I will see you next week with the video why you should move to Australia. And until then, bye.